So ports, we had three.
We had three.
Three ports of call
First
on
was
this cruise.
Nassau.
We've been to Nassau many times over the years on multiple cruises, and I personally, Nassau's a wonderful port, especially if you're new to cruising. You go to Atlantis. There's various other places that you can use water parks or go to the beach, or there's shopping areas.
Overall, I like Nassau.
Yeah, I do.
But we chose not to get off the ship this time. Mainly, number one, because we've been there several times before. Number two, we had all the children with us. But number three, there was also a race going on that day.
Yeah.
And there were supposedly several roads closed, and I didn't want to have to deal with figuring out, is this road open or closed? Can we walk down this direction?
We chose on this particular cruise for us not to book any excursions. We just didn't know what was going to happen with the children and how was going to participate in what. So we decided to leave each port up to just figuring out that day. Now we don't. I'm telling y'all, if you don't do an excursion that is through the cruise line that you're cruising, you always take a risk.
Just make sure you're back on time.
Make sure you're back on time. There were people on our cruise. Was it our cruise? No, it was a ship next to us that were running the dock to get on their ship and didn't get picked up at one of the ports. But always remember, at any port, you have to be back to your ship on time, because if you're not, unless you are with an excursion through their company, they will not hold the ship where you wait for you. They will sell off, and you have to get yourself to the next port of call.
The next port, Puerta Plata.
Yeah, we decided that, I told the kids the night before, I said, we're taking a morning tomorrow, just the two of us. We're going to get off the ship and walk around the shopping area. And I wasn't wanting to do an excursion or get too far away from the ship. First of all, because walking a long distance is not real good for me. And second of all, I just preferred staying closer to the ship this time. But we did get off, and we walked around the shopping area. It was the one that they've built around the port, so it has the shops, and stuff. But
it was honestly
a pretty good arrangement that they had. They had restaurants and bars, and there was a swimming area. They had a lazy river and a pool, and they had an area where you could sit out on the sand, and if you wanted to be in the sun. I mean, there was, and that was all with that. Yeah, and the monkeys. Now, we were walking around, and we saw our children with all 5 kids, because we had told them they're all 5 kids yours, this morning, and they were going in to take the kids to see the monkeys, and they tried to get us to go see the monkeys, and y'all, I've seen monkeys. We went back to the ship relatively early because all we did was walk around the shopping area. I did buy a few things. I'm a not scrapbooker, but I do journaling, and so I wanted some postcards and some stickers and other things to use in the journal that I'm making for the family about the cruise. So I got those things. I got some T-shirts for the kids, and we went back to the ship. But it was a beautiful day. There were a lot of people taking part in the different excursions. We waited until the mast had gotten off the ship before we got off. So we were able to just take our time, and then we got back on the ship before the mast got back on.
So we had no lines to wait in.
No, and
I will tell you, on a port day, if you really don't want to go on into the port, that is the day to really enjoy the ship, because most of the people will be getting off the ship.
Yeah.
So if you,
it's a good time to explore the ship and see the different, and the activities. A lot of the activities were open. There are some things that are closed while you're in port, the casino and the shops and stuff, but a lot of the activities outside were open, and the pools were open, the slides, the flow rider, all of these things. And so you can do those things on port days if it's a port that you really haven't seen any excursions that you want to try, and you don't want to take a chance on taking a cab and not making it back. We've done that before, is hire a cab to take us around an area, but it's risky.
We've always made sure to be back in plenty of time.
We have, but again, you're putting your hands in somebody else, and if they don't get you back in time, it's not good. But Puerta Plata was I think as good even if you just wanted to get off and stay right there at the port area and not go further into the Dominican, you could do that.
And then Labadee,
Haiti. This is a part of Haiti that has been built by Royal Caribbean. As it's not an island, it's part of Haiti.
They call it their private island, but really it's more like a peninsula.
Yeah, that's kind of what. If you look at the map of Haiti and find where Labadee is, it's not an island. However, Royal Caribbean has built a very good area around it. It's beautiful. Now, I will say again, we're probably not the best people to be talking about the ports on this cruise, because we did not get off. However, our children got off with the older boys. We kept the babies, and they took the older boys to the beach, and they had a really good day. Our son burns really bad, even with sunblock, just like I do. So when he started turning red, they did come back to the ship, but there was food, there was lots of beach space, there was all kinds of things I could see from the ship, and it was beautiful, and it was a beautiful day that we had there in Labadee.
So here's my bottom line: don't be afraid to go explore the ports.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to stay on the ship instead of getting off at the port.
Yeah. I'm a type of person who could do a no port cruise. Not everybody can do those. I can, simply because I like being on the ship, on the sea, and reading and seeing the different stuff. Now, this cruise was different for us because of the children. But port-wise, they were beautiful.
They were
ports. I cannot. And our kids had good things to say about the monkeys in Puerta Plata, Dominican, and about their time at the beach in Labadee. And so we have a report from them of all good things. And I really heard nobody complaining. And sometimes, when you go waiting for dinner or doing whatever, you can hear them, especially if it's been a bad port experience. And we didn't hear any of that. So I think that's good.
It is.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you in the next video.
Yeah.